Remember when conditioner was supposed to make your hair feel soft and look healthy? When the bottles in our bathrooms weren't filled with chemistry lab experiments masquerading as hair care? We've all felt it. You apply the conditioner, rinse it out, and somehow your hair feels coated, heavy, or even greasier than before you washed it. Or worse, you develop breakouts along your hairline and back that never seem to clear up no matter what you try. For decades, we've been sold a lie. The big brands promised us silky, salon-quality hair while quietly filling their bottles with industrial silicones, hormone-disrupting parabens, and sulfates so harsh they strip away everything your hair needs to stay healthy. They convinced us that hair should feel unnaturally smooth, that frizz is the enemy, and that if we just buy their latest formula, everything will be perfect. But here's what they didn't tell you. That smoothness. It's not your hair, it's a plastic-like coating building up on every strand. Those preservatives extending shelf life, they're potentially disrupting your hormones. And all those unpronounceable chemicals, they're going straight down your drain and into our waterways. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 7 UK conditioner brands you may wish to remove from your bathroom. And because we're not just here to scare you, we're also revealing 2 brands that are actually worth your money. Brands that understand conditioner should nourish your hair, not coat it in chemicals. Let's start with the worst offenders. Coming in at number 7 is Herbal Essences. The name itself is a masterclass in deception. Herbal Essences. It sounds natural, doesn't it? Like something plucked fresh from a botanical garden and gently infused into every bottle. The packaging is covered in images of flowers, fruits, and plants. They market lines called real botanicals and certified pure plants with claims like 90% natural origin ingredients plastered across the front. But here's the uncomfortable truth. In 2024, a class action lawsuit challenged these very claims. The suit alleged that despite the natural branding, these products consist primarily of synthetic chemicals. The bottles might show pictures of coconut milk and argan oil, but flip them over and you'll find a very different story in the ingredient list. Users have reported multiple issues. Some found the conditioner made their hair rough and tangled rather than smooth. Others developed severe breakouts along their hairline, neck, and shoulders. One user specifically named Herbal Essences as the cause of breakouts below her ears and down her neck. And many describe the products as inconsistent, with some formulas working reasonably well while others leave hair feeling worse than before washing. The problem isn't just what's in the bottle, it's the betrayal. When a brand builds its entire identity around natural ingredients and botanical formulas, then fills the product with the same synthetic chemicals as every other supermarket brand, that's not just misleading marketing, that's a fundamental breach of trust. Next we have number 6. Pantene. The name comes from panthenol, a form of vitamin B5 that sounds scientific and beneficial. For years, they've positioned themselves as the premium supermarket option, the brand that uses Pro-V technology, the one that promises to repair and strengthen your hair from within. But let's talk about what's actually happening when you use Pantene conditioner. The heavy silicone content, particularly dimethicone, coats each strand of your hair. Hairdressers can spot Pantene users immediately because of the massive buildup on the hair shaft. One salon professional noted they knew straight away when a client used Pantene or similar products because of the thick coating that had accumulated. And then there's the more disturbing issue. Multiple users have reported that Pantene conditioner can potentially cause severe breakouts. Not just the occasional spot, but persistent acne along the hairline, on the forehead, shoulders, and back. One user discovered that panthenol itself, the very ingredient the brand is named after, was causing their acne. Here's what salon professionals want you to understand. That silky feeling you get after using Pantene isn't your hair being repaired. It's your hair being coated in what essentially amounts to plastic. Yes, the conditioner makes everything feel smooth temporarily, but it's purely cosmetic. It's not moisturizing or repairing anything. It's creating a barrier. The real Pantene isn't the premium product they market it as. It's a mass-produced formula using the cheapest possible ingredients to create the illusion of healthy hair. And when hairdressers specifically tell their clients to avoid a product because of the damage it causes, that should tell you everything you need to know. Number 5 is TRESemmé, which loves to position itself as the professional's choice. Salon quality at home has been their promise for decades. The name itself comes from the French phrase meaning well-loved. But increasingly, the only thing people love about TRESemmé is the price. The complaints are remarkably consistent. Users describe the conditioner as impossible to rinse out completely. It leaves a waxy coating on the hair that weighs it down and makes the scalp itch. One reviewer specifically called out the keratin variant, saying it damaged her hair more than any other product she'd used, leaving it dry and lifeless. But the most alarming issue isn't just how the product performs, it's what's actually in the bottle. TRESemmé products contain DMDM hydantoin, a preservative that releases formaldehyde when it comes into contact with water. Yes, formaldehyde, the same chemical used in embalming fluid. This preservative has been linked to scalp irritation, hair loss, and severe allergic reactions. Multiple users have reported developing acne specifically from TRESemmé. One person tracked their facial breakouts directly to when they started using the brand on their birthday, noting it ruined 4 months of their life before they made the connection. And here's the pattern you'll notice throughout this list. These brands aren't accidentally including harmful ingredients. They're choosing them deliberately because they're cheap, they extend shelf life, and they create the temporary illusion that the product is working. The actual long-term health of your hair and scalp, that's not their priority. Their priority is profit margins and making sure the product sits on supermarket shelves for as long as possible without going off. Number 4 is Dove. Dove built an empire on the message of real beauty and moisturization. Their whole brand identity centers around being gentle, nourishing, and suitable for sensitive skin. They show us campaigns with diverse women embracing their natural beauty. The packaging is soft, approachable, and promises care. But the reality doesn't match the marketing. While some users find Dove conditioner acceptable for basic daily use, others have experienced significant problems. Reports include severe dandruff after use, requiring specific anti-dandruff treatments to fix. Multiple users mention the conditioner causes their hair to become excessively oily, even though the product claims to balance moisture. The ingredient list tells the real story. Like most supermarket brands, Dove conditioner contains sulfates that strip natural oils, parabens that act as preservatives but may disrupt hormones, and various silicones that coat rather than nourish. For a brand that stakes its reputation on gentleness and moisture, these are exactly the ingredients that work against those goals. What's particularly frustrating about Dove is the disconnect. They've spent millions on campaigns telling women they're beautiful as they are, that they should embrace their natural features, all while selling products that fundamentally alter your hair with synthetic chemicals and coating agents. It's a beautiful message wrapped around a fairly ordinary product. Number 3 is Garnier. Garnier presents itself as the fun, accessible option. Bright packaging, fruity scents, and formulas with names like Whole Blends and Fructis. They market heavily to younger consumers with promises of natural ingredients like avocado, banana, and various botanical extracts featured prominently on the front of the bottle. But users have found the reality disappointing. The 24/7 straight formula reportedly did nothing except make hair oily. Multiple reviewers noted that various Garnier conditioners left their hair feeling greasy, weighted down, or provided no noticeable benefit whatsoever. Some described the products as doing nothing at all, which in some ways is worse than doing active harm, because you're still exposing yourself to the chemical ingredients without any benefit. The pattern with Garnier is classic supermarket hair care deception. They put 1 or 2 natural-sounding ingredients on the front label, surround it with images of fresh fruit or plants, and hope you won't flip the bottle over to see the long list of synthetic chemicals that actually make up the bulk of the formula. And here's what's particularly cynical about this approach. They know younger consumers are increasingly interested in natural, sustainable products. So they create the appearance of natural formulas while delivering essentially the same chemical composition as every other mass-market brand. It's the illusion of choice when really you're getting the same product in different packaging. Number 2, Suave occupies the absolute bottom tier of the supermarket conditioner aisle. It's the bargain option, the one you buy when money is tight or you simply don't care about hair care. And to be fair, Suave has never pretended to be anything other than cheap. But here's the problem with choosing the absolute cheapest option. You get exactly what you pay for. Multiple users specifically named Suave as among the worst products they'd tried. Some noted it left their hair feeling no different than if they'd used no conditioner at all. The formulas are basic, the ingredients are the cheapest possible versions of already questionable chemicals, and the results reflect that approach. What makes Suave particularly problematic isn't that it's the worst product on this list from a pure ingredient standpoint. Most supermarket brands use similar formulas. The issue is that Suave represents the race to the bottom in hair care. It's a product designed purely around price point with absolutely no consideration for whether it actually benefits your hair in any way. When you choose Suave, you're essentially applying water with some cheap silicones and synthetic fragrances to your hair. There's no real conditioning happening. There's no nourishment. There's just the absolute minimum required to call something a conditioner and put it on a supermarket shelf. And here we are. Number 1, the brand so many British households trust. L'Oréal, the global beauty giant, with their Elvive range sitting prominently in virtually every supermarket and chemist across the UK. They market different lines for every hair concern imaginable. Volume, repair, colour protection, damage care. The packaging looks premium. The price point suggests quality. But L'Oréal Elvive exemplifies everything wrong with modern hair care. Despite the premium positioning, independent reviewers specifically call out these products for their long list of chemical ingredients that cause stress and reactions to hair. One particularly disturbing revelation: the formulas contain glycol, the same substance used in antifreeze. Multiple users have reported that while the conditioner provides short-term results, it causes long-term problems. The heavy silicone content builds up over time, making hair look progressively worse. And like many products on this list, there are numerous reports of scalp irritation, breakouts, and general hair health decline with continued use. What makes L'Oréal Elvive the worst offender isn't just the ingredients, it's the betrayal of trust. This is a premium-priced product from a global beauty corporation with enormous research and development resources. They could formulate truly nourishing products. They choose not to because the current formula is cheaper to produce, has a longer shelf life, and creates the temporary impression of effectiveness that drives repeat purchases. L'Oréal Elvive is the emperor with no clothes. Strip away the marketing, the premium pricing, and the scientific-sounding product names, and you're left with a basic chemical formula that coats your hair in silicones, preserves itself with questionable compounds, and delivers none of the actual hair health benefits it promises. So, those are the 7 brands to avoid. But we promised you something more than just warnings. We promised alternatives. 2 brands that actually deliver on the promise of healthy, nourished hair without the chemical nasties. First brand to mention is Faith in Nature. This brand represents what hair care should be. This B Corp certified company produces ethical products that are natural, free from parabens, sulfates and silicones, and largely organic. They offer ranges for every hair type with a variety of lovely scents, all at surprisingly reasonable prices. What makes Faith in Nature different isn't just what they leave out, it's what they put in. Real botanical extracts, natural oils, ingredients your grandmother would recognize. The conditioner actually nourishes your hair rather than coating it. And because there's no heavy silicone buildup, you see the real condition of your hair, which means you can actually address any problems rather than just covering them up. Users consistently note that Faith in Nature products are gentle, effective, and genuinely improve hair health over time. Yes, there might be an adjustment period when you first switch from silicone-heavy products. Your hair might feel different initially because you're experiencing your actual hair texture rather than a coating. But give it a few weeks and most people find their hair is genuinely healthier, softer, and more manageable. The best part? Faith in Nature is widely available and affordable. This isn't some boutique brand you need to order from a specialist website. You can find it in many supermarkets and health shops across the UK, which proves that ethical, effective hair care doesn't have to be expensive or exclusive. And finally, our number 1 choice, Green People. This UK-based company produces certified organic hair conditioners that are completely free from parabens, silicones, and sulfates. But what really sets Green People apart is their commitment to using genuinely natural ingredients without any compromise. Every product is formulated with certified organic botanical extracts, natural oils like argan and jojoba, and ingredients like aloe vera that have been used for hair care for thousands of years. These aren't marketing gimmicks. These are the actual primary ingredients, not tiny amounts added so they can mention them on the label. The results speak for themselves. Users report truly soft, manageable, healthy hair, no coating, no buildup, no irritation, just genuine nourishment that improves your hair's actual condition rather than creating the temporary illusion of improvement. Green People also considers the environmental impact of every decision. The ingredients are sustainably sourced. The production methods are ethical, and because they use natural, biodegradable ingredients, what goes down your drain doesn't harm aquatic life or pollute waterways. Yes, Green People costs more than the supermarket brands on our avoid list, but you're paying for actual quality. You're paying for ingredients that work with your hair's biology rather than against it. You're paying for products made by a company that cares about your long-term hair health, not just whether you'll buy another bottle next month. So there you have it. 7 brands filling British bathrooms with chemical-laden formulas that often coat, irritate, and can potentially damage your hair and scalp. And 2 brands showing us what hair care could be if companies prioritized health over profit margins. The uncomfortable truth is this. The hair care industry has been getting away with this for decades because most people don't read ingredient labels. They believe the marketing. They trust the big names. They assume that if it's on the supermarket shelf and millions of people buy it, it must be safe and effective. But you know better now. You know that silky feeling isn't your hair being healthy. It's your hair being coated in synthetic polymers. You know those preservatives extending shelf life might be disrupting your hormones. And you know that natural on the front of the bottle means absolutely nothing if the ingredient list tells a different story. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine overnight. Even switching just your conditioner to a genuinely natural alternative may make a real difference. Your hair will thank you, your scalp will thank you, and you'll finally understand what truly healthy hair actually feels like. Because here's what they don't want you to know. When you stop coating your hair in chemicals and actually start nourishing it, you need to buy less product. Your hair stays healthier longer. You don't need their entire range of damage repair products because you're not creating the damage in the first place. So the next time you're standing in that supermarket aisle, reaching for the familiar bottle with the fancy promises, remember this. You deserve better. Your hair deserves better. And thankfully, better options exist. You just need to choose them. What are your thoughts? Have you used any of these conditioners? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, subscribe so you don't miss when we tackle other products, because this is just the beginning.